This is from Elise A. Washburn on Twitter. Is either Jamie Alexiak or Vince Dunn a trade option for the Leafs if they are also in pursuit of Gourde? With that logic, would Cowan be in play?
I haven't. I'll be honest. Like, I don't know how Alexiak's playing this year. I like the idea of like a big, strong third pair D, but
You're not giving up your best
no, not for that.
prospect for Alexiak. Okay,
Nor Dunn.
You're giving him up for JT Miller.
Right.
That's the start of something. But I do not see Seattle bailing on their blue line. They like their blue line. So there's a lot of issues going on in Seattle, tremendous disappointment in that organization, but I don't see them signing Montour and then stripping down 2/3 of that blue line with Dunn and Alexiak leaving.
Now,
Dunn's contract situation. Did he sign one?
I think he's okay. They like him, and he's come a long way.
yeah, no, plays top pair minutes for them. He is making $7.35 this year and 2 more seasons after. He's 28.
That's a big ticket.
Pretty big ticket. Pretty good player.
Yeah, he is.
The one thing that we talked about before we came on air, just kicking around the Islanders, Scott Mayfield, you have your trade list.
I do, yeah. It's a follow-up from one I had about a month and a half ago. Obviously, a few things have changed. I am of the believer, especially last night for the New York Islanders, who went into a homestand coming off 3 wins in a row, and then they get shut out by Ottawa.
And didn't generate a good shot.
It's over. It's so over. And I do believe that
Get him a Lipton brisk iced tea.
there's going to be a handful of potential guys leaving the Islanders for some assets, and I have Mayfield as one of them. I know, Sammy, you've been hard on Luke Shen coming back here.
Yes, I've mentioned it.
I do believe that Mayfield is a type of guy, and you may even get the Islanders to eat some of that. But if you can get him up around $275, $3 million, I think it's a good pickup for a guy that has the ability to play anywhere between 4, 5, and 6 on your depth chart.
Yeah, he's a long, legitimate defender. He makes $3.5 million.
You may have to bring that down because he's got 4 or 5 years left on it.
Yeah, it's till 2030, I think. So he's got years. But if you could bring it down to like you said, 2.7, and he's on your third pair, all of a sudden it's like, all right, that's like Philippe Myers, but the next level.
He's under contract till 2030.
Yeah,
He's 32 years old.
he's one of those guys that's like.
He did the
Paul
Engvall,
thing.
but he did the Engvall contract with him.
Yeah. Except the Engvall one is a joke, and this one's just.
Well, the length of it.
Yeah, the length of it's not great, but if the hit were lower, you'd be less concerned.
Yeah, the other concerning thing is there's been a significant drop-off on Benoit as well. We don't expect him to be in the lineup tomorrow night against the New Jersey Devils. I didn't like him off the Duchesne penalty kill there with the between the legs and the crease.
Yeah, want him tighter on him there.
Oh, yeah. He's just caught no man's land.
Tough, too. Like, he's a guy who has said himself, like, he doesn't know another way to play, so he's kind of all out 82 games, and maybe that's tough. So a couple of games in the press box maybe wouldn't hurt him.
One more from the mailbag. Justin Wagner on Twitter. Why haven't Domi and Matthews been given a legit chance to play together this season? It was a combination that worked all last year. Then you can split up Marner and Matthews and add more depth to a struggling lineup.
How many games they played together last year? Do we know?
Well, first of all, I mean, Matthews just hasn't been around long enough where you're going to kind of. I think it's there. I think
tried it last night.
I think that's
4-1. They tried it.
Yeah, I still think when things kind of even out a little bit and you start getting back to, your tougher winning hockey for the Leafs, there's going to be opportunities for Berube to put them together.
What are we thinking about Domi and his season to date here? Like, 3 goals, 15 points. I know he's a guy we like as a person, and he works hard, and he's got a great edge, and he's a good Maple Leaf and all that.
Yeah.
But you're paying him almost 4 sheets.
No, you need more.
You do.
You need more.
You can't get no points. He had no points in the month of November. He had a better December with a little bit of a run, but this month he's, no goals, 2 assists.
Yeah, and he got smoked last night by Dumba.
Good hit.
Really good hit. But I just think to speak of the lack of energy for the team, I wasn't thrilled with their response.
It's
We've
hard
talked
to.
about this. You have to fight everyone who throws a
No,
good
you
hit.
don't. But you got to go and tell somebody,
Max
F you.
followed
and-
him and said, "Hey, please stop."
It's also really hard to have any physical response to a guy wearing a fishbowl.
Yeah, it's almost like you shouldn't be allowed to throw big
What-
hits.
like,
if
what
you
do
want to
you-
play
what do
the
you do-
fishbowl, you just can't throw big
you know how
hits.
fast I could get my fingers in that thing and rip it off his face?
But like,
Do you have any
It's a
idea?
really good.
I
Point.
understand that that's a hit you got to take 10 times out of 10. He's coming over the center ice line, has a
Has the puck.
looking
Eligible to be
straight
hit.
down. Like that's a guy you got a bird cage or a bubble, whatever. You got to take that hit. But after you hit it and you're like face to face with him, you're like, well,
I don't know.
yeah, like,
It's like, well,
Okay. No one's played more hockey than the Florida Panthers last night, and I'm still seeing a pretty spirited group there.
yeah.
Did you watch that?
No, I watched Tampa. Yeah, I saw the end of the game. But I
Yes.
saw Tampa Bay, Boston, which, so, you got Florida, Tampa Bay, and Boston, 3 other teams in this division.
Sammy buried
was
the
a
Bruins.
knockdown drag.
Last
listen,
night.
I'm an idiot. I say the wrong thing every time.
No. But
Bury him.
they still got some spunk there too.
Oh yeah.
Swayman might find it. Yeah.
This is a perfect way to end our hour that's been seemingly negative about a first place team. It's from Paul Zhang on Twitter. Why should we care? We all know how the movie ends.
Oh, so first off, the first place team
Is that
thing I
your
want to
burner
address.
account?
102 points last year. This season they're on pace for beep boop beep 102 points. They're
Wow.
the same team. The rest of the division is just worse. But yeah, we don't know how the movie ends.
Is that
We don't know.
gonna win the
Don't give
division?
me that.
102?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I tweeted today the last 10 games of the top 5 teams in the division. Leafs the only team above 500 at 6-4. So I know Ottawa's won a few lately.
I'm so over regular seasons. I don't even know if
You
it
just
will
might
matter.
your next contract with Sportsnet might be playoffs only.
Like instead of showing up mid-October, he's showing up April 3rd.
Yeah. Or at least March 3rd. Give us a trade deadline or something. Give us some run up at least.
Yeah. Anyways,
All right. Well,
That's a good mailbag.
thanks. Not bad.
yeah, we appreciate the questions. Even the ones that we disagree with aggressively.
And get ready for Friday
Oh yeah.
for the calls.
What was it?
Leave Sammy a message.
So tomorrow they get the New Jersey Devils and Sheldon Keefe. Berube had some comments about knowing what it's like to go back to the place you've been.
I sure
Go ahead.
I sure wish they were playing better.
Jake
this game.
McKay should be back in the lineup,
Yep.
which is good news.
Oh, you mean the team's most important player?
Seems like it.
They're
Seems
below
like it.
400 when he doesn't play. He's
Can he help with some offense, though?
yes, he can.
Can he?
He can shoot it in.
We get the puck out.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. Stop a cycle. Send it the other way.
All right, our thanks to no one but us that past
and our
hour.
listeners who gave us those beautiful questions.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
them
of
too.
course.
Yeah.
That's a given on our
Every
midweek mailbag by Sammy. All right, don't go away. Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion, host of Woodward Sports Network. We'll talk about Detroit's chances now. Get back into the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time in many years. And David Amber in studio. Don't go away. Welcome into the national edition of the Real Kipper and Bourne Show. I'm Nick Kiprios. He's Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Derek Brandeo, and Jake the Snake Schultz.
In general.
In general.
Yeah.
Oh, Jen Rolnick.
Jen Rolnick,
Oh,
not Jake.
Jake.
Yeah.
Jake's. I don't know where Jake is today.
Snaking it up.
He is. In a few minutes, we're going to welcome in Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. But in the meantime, we're glad you're aboard. This hour of Real Kipper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Plenty going on, including my updated version on sportsnet.ca of potential trade players, teams, where it's all heading.
I got to tell you, your trade lists compared to other people's trade lists are 10 times better. And I'll tell you why.
I don't know if it's better.
And I'll tell you why.
I don't know.
It is better.
Why?
Because anything can happen. I shouldn't say anything can
Yeah.
happen. Big names can get traded. The cap is about to move. It's a year where everyone is kind of the same, and you could see teams taking a big swing. And even if it's a 10% chance that a star can
Yes.
move, I'd like to hear
Yeah.
that it's possible.
And
I don't want to hear that Joel Edmondson
know-
is the top trade target.
I will draw on my good friend Doug McLean on I don't know what's going to happen, but I can just tell you what I'm hearing.
Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin to Los Angeles Kings, possible deal with Toronto Maple Leafs. In an interesting twist in the NHL trade market, new rumors are emerging about Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin potentially being traded to the Los Angeles Kings. Sources indicate that the Kings, who have been one of the most active teams in recent weeks, are evaluating the possibility of bolstering their defense with Beauchemin, while Versteeg, who brings strong offensive capabilities, could be a key piece in a larger trade. This move becomes even more intriguing considering the Kings' surplus of offensive pieces available for trade, exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking for to strengthen their roster. It's speculated that with Versteeg included in the deal, the Leafs could be targeting a possible addition like Wayne Simmonds, along with a mid-range draft pick. This move makes sense given Simmonds' struggles this season, as he has yet to find his top form on the ice. To add more drama to the trade talk, there are even whispers that veteran defenseman Tomas Kaberle could be included, opening the door for a potential pursuit of Brayden Schenn. If completed, this move could have a significant impact on reshaping the Leafs lines and adding more depth to the team. Stay tuned for updates to see if these trades come to fruition and how they might shape the future of Toronto and Los Angeles this season. In an interesting twist in the NHL trade market, new rumors are emerging about Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin potentially being traded to the Los Angeles Kings. Sources indicate that the Kings, who have been one of the most active teams in recent weeks, are evaluating the possibility of bolstering their defense with Beauchemin, while Versteeg, who brings strong offensive capabilities, could be a key piece in a larger trade. This move becomes even more intriguing considering the Kings' surplus of offensive pieces available for trade, exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking for to strengthen their roster. It's speculated that with Versteeg included in the deal, the Leafs could be targeting a possible addition like Wayne Simmonds, along with a mid-range draft pick. This move makes sense given Simmonds' struggles this season, as he has yet to find his top form on the ice. To add more drama to the trade talk, there are even whispers that veteran defenseman Tomas Kaberle could be included, opening the door for a potential pursuit of Brayden Schenn. If completed, this move could have a significant impact on reshaping the Leafs lines and adding more depth to the team. The Kings' situation is complex, as they are in the midst of a transitional period. Their aging roster, which includes a core group that led them to several successful playoff campaigns in the past, has seen some struggles in recent seasons. While there's a clear need for defensive help, Los Angeles may also want to improve their offensive consistency in order to make a deep playoff push. The combination of Beauchemin's defensive reliability and Versteeg's offensive upside could help the Kings balance their lineup. From the Leafs' perspective, this potential deal is about retooling for the future. The team is in a position to compete, but they also need to solidify certain areas on the ice. Adding a player like Wayne Simmonds could provide the grit and scoring touch that the team has been missing. Furthermore, acquiring a mid-range draft pick could help with future team-building efforts, as Toronto looks to remain competitive while still developing young talent. The inclusion of Kaberle in the trade package could be a strategic move for both teams. The veteran defenseman, who has been with the Leafs for a long time, has seen his role diminished in recent seasons. However, his experience and offensive abilities could be a valuable asset for Los Angeles, who could use a steady presence on the blue line to help their younger players develop. The talk surrounding Brayden Schenn's potential involvement in the deal adds an intriguing layer to the negotiations. Schenn, a versatile forward, has shown flashes of brilliance but has been inconsistent at times. If the Leafs are able to land him, it could be a great opportunity for both the player and the team to find success together. Schenn's physicality, two-way game, and leadership could be exactly what the Leafs need to bolster their forward group. While the trade market can be volatile and unpredictable, these rumors suggest that both the Kings and Leafs are preparing for significant changes. For Toronto, this could mark the beginning of a new era, with a focus on adding more experience and depth. For Los Angeles, the trade could be a chance to retool and address some of the weaknesses in their lineup, while still competing for a playoff spot this season. Of course, as with any trade rumors, it's important to remember that these discussions are fluid and can evolve quickly. There are many moving parts in these types of negotiations, and both teams will likely have to weigh their options carefully before making any final decisions. It's also possible that other teams could enter the fray, further complicating the situation. In the coming days, fans of both teams will be watching closely to see if any concrete moves are made. The NHL trade deadline is fast approaching, and teams are scrambling to position themselves for a successful postseason. Whether this rumored deal materializes or not, the possibility of a major trade between the Leafs and Kings will certainly keep fans on edge as the season continues to unfold. The trade talks involving Versteeg, Beauchemin, and potentially Simmonds or Schenn highlight the delicate balance that NHL teams must strike between immediate success and long-term growth. Both the Leafs and Kings are trying to find that balance, and this rumored deal could ultimately serve as